In the land of Efferia, where shadows creep, there rides a band known as the Black Sheep. With hearts of fire and wills unbowed, they face the darkness strong and proud. Orion sees the ranger from the Fey realms wide, with a whip of fire and a heart to guide. Walls a druid of spores and earth, defends the land that gave him birth. Dust in the fire with courage so grand, a champion's heart, a steady hand. Oh, Dren, the stalker of gloom and shade, tracks the dark path that evil's made. Wenrysh, the sorcerer, with magic divine, bring forth power, a fiery shine. Zetish, the barbarian, zealous light, rages in battle, a beacon of light. Black sheep, they ride through the night, guardians of hope, defenders of light. From the deepest shadow to the brightest dawn, together they stand, forever strong. Through trials and tempests they never yield, in the face of danger their fate is sealed. Bound by honor, by blood and by name, black sheep forever in glory and flame. So sing of the black sheep, brave and true, in the darkest of times they'll see us through. With hearts united they fight as one, under moon and stars and the blazing sun.
I continue
call
to be
you.
safe.
Welcome back for another episode for another episode of Efferia Unshattered, the Black Sheep. I am your dungeon master nerd, Hala. When last we met, no, I'm not having. Rog was asleep. Rog was
Rog's
asleep.
doing the recap.
Oh, that he was.
Darkness. Back of eyelids.
All right, Aldrin, please give us a recap of last session.
Well, let me get in Aldrin character again. Ace.
And the anxiety of last event too.
The heartbreak.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So we came back from Feywild, created by
Oh,
fire,
you're breaking up.
disembodied. Fucking Discord shit.
Hi, Grim. Hi, Grim.
Anyway, as I was saying, we came back from the Feywild, the Feylost, and were greeted by a wall of fire and disembodied voice, basically telling us that we've been gone for 15 years. That caused some emotions. Wenrysh cast a spell on our potential assailant, which made them run away. There was a small chase, and Dustin was actually, I believe the term the youths use these days is glomped by his roommate, Sasha. She surprisingly did not say, "Hi, I'm Sasha," this time. It was very, very odd. I, for a moment, thought she was maybe a doppelganger or something. But we managed to realize that this was the new spot for the Enclave, the new base of operations, I suppose, after they had been destroyed by the vampires. So we were a little bit further into what came to be apparent as a cave, and met my sisters, once younger sisters, now about the same age, but looking maybe like 300 or 400 years older. Not sure what happened there. But we eventually made our way to the camp proper, with what seemed to be only about 50 people left from the Enclave. We got a bit of debrief from Kazro, which told us that most people were killed, some were turned, and the vampires seem to know who to go for. So, seems like we have or had at least a mole in the Enclave. Haltiha then joined us in the tent to explain that they had helped in getting the Enclave out of there and into safety. And yeah, that was a lot of information thrown at us all at once. And now is basically the aftermath of all of that.
All right. Go ahead and take your point of inspiration. All right. You find yourselves sitting down for a small fire outside under the light of the blood moon eclipse. You see it again for the first time since you arrived back on the material plane, and the contrast of the pink Fey moon versus the blood red Epherian moon is startling. The sickening look of just dead vegetation everywhere. Everything, the air is dry. It reeks of decaying flora. It's not the world that you remember. It's you. Kazro gathers you around a small fire and it says we should be safe for a couple of hours until we have patrols that can alert us should anything come near, but you have questions. Let me hear it.
Aldrin, do you think maybe Kazra might be able to take a look at that book that we picked up before?
Good idea, yes. I'll hand him the journal that we found in the obelisk. This contained
Go ahead.
information, glyphs. I'm not sure what could be useful, but hopefully it will help in some way. Although the information apparently seems to be dated now.
Well, can't hurt to see what we know. You mentioned the glyphs before, and without knowing the incantation that was used, there's... If what you say is true, glyphs like these are not of this plane. This is infernal. And there is someone, if my theory is correct, there is someone who has greater knowledge than I regarding the book that these may have come from. He said the Necronomicon, correct? Looks around at the party. You mentioned that Baccarin had a book.
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
Perhaps I am.
Oh, sorry.
Perhaps kind of grimaces. It was like, yeah, that would be the one, unfortunately. It's what we've got to separate from her if we want to end this accursed endless night you've had to endure.
There is rumor of a man living longer than any known human to have lived Goes by the name of Morvik Denisovich. He... Sorry, I've lost it in my notes. Damn it.
Always how it works.
There it is. Of course, there we go. A hermit sage. He lives at Gilded Keep, far on the western coast of Efferia, just a few days' travel south of Riversmeet. He may
We get
try to
hurt.
kill you, so trusting him won't be easy, but he knows more about the Necronomicon than anyone. The man is mentally unstable from years of long life. But he, like I said, knows more than anyone.
We get the spelling on that name.
Yes, I will put it in Roll20.
Otherwise, it's just gonna end up
Thank
with
you.
notes of like Rashagargabarg is the sage we're
Concentration.
looking for. Yeah.
It's just Denisovich.
D nice.
Denisovich.
Dennis Ovich.
Well, not that nice if they're gonna try to kill us.
Well, I mean, isn't nice a bit of a subjectual term as far as that all goes? I mean, I would say we've been nice and killed more than a few people along the way.
I just call
Most
them
of
big
those
old
weren't
whoopsie daisies.
people. Most of them were, you know, creatures, undead, that kind of stuff.
Well, there were bandits, there were demons,
Guards.
there were the tree folks, the guards that you fought in the jail, yes. Let's see, what else?
Those I did kill, yes, but I haven't
Every
killed any
single
other
deserving.
humanoid, at least.
Look, in this situation, death will become her. It will be okay. We'll find a way. One way or another. I'll find a way. So this sage might have a way to reverse all of this, perhaps if we can find this book.
It's a likely possibility, yes. He is rumored to have been in possession of it for a significant amount of time. What influences it's had on him are likely what extended his life, but there's more to it. He has an eidetic memory. He doesn't need the book to cast the spells. He just chooses not to.
Well, if anything we've learned is true, it tells us that Father intended the book for a reason. We just don't know what that reason is yet, from our perspective. Maybe he knows.
Kazro pulls out a map. We'll get you guys to the large map.
It's a map, it's a map.
It's a map, it's a map, it's a map, it's a map. Oop. Come on. There we go. Oop. So you are currently down here. The Grand Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Gilded Keep is up here.
Well, that's still not as bad as the rest of the trip. It's not the complete other side of the continent, like we were fearing.
And from there, maybe we could hit up River's Meat. and then make our way towards Moonladrian if we can get some contacts in there.
Well, this doesn't necessarily change the plan to use the river.
True.
We can take it over to I Won't Even Try, and then over to the Cliffside Spire.
A ways long fa?
That's Moonlight.
You know, it's a ways long fa. You gotta put that Boston on it.
Yeah. I personally hope that we find a long list of Bostonian speaking NPCs there when we stop to visit.
All
I
of
cast
them having
fireball on that
names.
Yeah.
We will ask each and every last one of them their names, obviously.
Right? And how they got here.
Chowder!
Who's your mother?
Oh, great. Now I'm gonna have to research
I'm walking
it.
here.
All right. Anywho's. All right. Back to the other map. 2 seconds. Because now I'm using the new folder system. It's a little bit different.
Yep. I think it's nice for keeping things organized. So.
Yes, I desperately needed it. Okay. He let's see. What else? So, you mentioned going to River's Meet. That's where Roland Deshane is now from the Marshals. The Marshals, this technology that they have to deal with vampires, they use a special. It's. One of them can invent things that I've never seen before, but yet they seem to have passed this knowledge down over ages. They're not the first marshals, apparently. They've been around for some time. Generations, unknown generations. But since the eclipse, and since we've made contact with them years ago, they have shared their technology with those in the area to try and keep them safe. Those they deem worthy of its history and power. Have you ever heard of a gun?
Is it kind of like the automaton?
Is that
Not-
like a nun?
Not exactly. They typically are made out of silver and fire
Silver
small
nun.
liquid capsule ammunition. They've found a way to liquefy silver and even put holy water into this ammunition. Never heard of such a thing in history other than what we've learned from them over the years. They, like I said before, keep to themselves, but they're a few in number now. I've already sent word for them to contact us.
Intriguing. So they share this gun?
It's their speciality, so to speak. They all have their own set of skills, but it's the one thing that bonds them together. It's passed down by family line.
When do you expect to hear back from them?
Within the day. there anything else that I can answer for you?
Well, I have a few questions, but your talk of ammunitions with holy water and silver gives me an idea. Would anyone that's left in the Enclave be able to enchant ammunition, or maybe a quiver, so that the ammunition is enchanted? Because, I mean, if they can have a technology like this, maybe we can enchant arrows or crossbow bolts to have daylight. Vampires are not very fond of that from what we've seen. If we can shoot daylight into them, that could take them out very quickly.
I don't know that anyone in the Enclave has such knowledge, but the marshals would. Talk to the Eastwoods.
I must be honest with you, though. Daylight will only work on the weaker of them. Radiant will not work on all of them. You must be prepared for that.
And as you are saying
Foo
this,
Fighters.
Arapsis, you hear a familiar voice coming from the cave, a low rumbling yawn, belying the size of the person that walks out of the cave mouth, and you see a small, dark-skinned, dark-haired halfling.
Oh, oh, no, that's a bunch I haven't seen in a while.
And you'll see slowly walking out of the cave Ragolithar that you have met some time ago. Coming out of the cave, you can see his shape and part of his attire, and the voice kind of takes you back a little bit. And as he slowly walks up to you, you start seeing more and more of him. And he seemed like he has aged. Weird thing for an immortal being. He's having a hard time walking. He seems very weak. Somehow seems more frail. He looks like shit. Honestly, he does not look like he's been having a good time. And you can sense in the way he looks at all of you that he is happily surprised to see everyone here, but you also sense some sadness in his voice. You feel as though he's trying to show himself to be healthier than he is. And as he walks up to you, he'll say,
How long have you been here? I going in and out of sleep these days, so I miss good chunks of time.
Well, apparently our tracking of time is not as accurate as most people, so I would say it's been maybe a couple hours.
That's my bad. Sorry about that.
Well, you don't seem like you've aged much, which is for your kind not that surprising. But you though.
Oldwine kind of looks at his sisters and then back to Rag, like, really?
Where have all of you been?
Mara leans over to Rog and goes, they were in the Phaelost.
Oh, damn. That place. Well, I have my thoughts on that place. You can throw a
it's
mean
only been
party
a couple
there.
of weeks.
how long were you guys gone? Only a couple of weeks. I have a hard time hearing you. Please speak up. Speak up.
This is about as high as my voice goes.
What did he say? He's just
He said, hello,
mouthing words.
brother-in-law.
He's just mouthing words, right? He's actually speaking. Don't make fun of an old man.
He said, hello, brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Pretty sure that's what I heard.
It was the gist. I think it was the gist. Yeah.
I mean, something might have been lost in translation. You know, beloved brother-in-law, welcome to the family. When will I eat these nephews?
It's all so sweet.
Well, I have to tell all of you, I think you've made a bad choice coming back. This place is not good. We've been struggling, as you might have noticed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't that all be connected to the sun?
You can say that again.
I would like to lean towards Caswell a little bit. Like, how safe are we to make a little bit of light around here?
Wenrysh is still glowing. So,
I don't believe he means a little.
a little.
You guys! Everybody! Yeah! Thank you.
Yeah.
We're getting it all going.
All right. Anyway, thank you for the hype train, you guys. I appreciate it. What did you ask me?
I was asking Kazro if
Yes.
like we're safe enough to make a bit more light around here.
How much are we talking?
Something to revitalize a couple of guests around this fire. And I kind of like raise my hand and like the fingertips kind of glow with a bit of daylight.
Your sisters look at you, kind of smirk, look at Kazro, nod their heads, and they split off from the group to check the perimeter. A few minutes later, come back and it's clear. Go ahead.
I'll point at the fire and just cast daylight on it, like on some of the branches that are burning right now.
Okay.
So just
Love
Praise
it.
the sun.
Basking in the gloriness.
There's the sun wave.
Yeah, you, Rog, start feeling the best you felt in a while. It kind of slowly takes hold. It's like getting in a cool bath after a sunburn.
You can see Rog like it seems as his body is kind of acting on its own. He's laying back, like his head fully well lean backwards. He's got his high eyes closed, and you can see his breathing becoming heavier and heavier. He's really like taking it in, and as he's with each of his breath, you can see the daylight spell breathing with him. And he's starting to straighten up a little bit.
That feels really good. I haven't felt. God, I haven't felt sunlight for so long. This feels good. Thank you.
And you can see a little tear roll down on his cheek.
well, hopefully we can fix this mess. And everyone can see the sun again.
Oh, you gotta kill every single one of them, the fuckers. They've robbed me of my beautiful sunlight.
Maybe not every single one.
Well, I plan to give them all a simple solution. They can either join us, or they can stay with the bitch I'm going to kill. It's rather simple.
Use those words exactly. I want that words exactly said to them. Write those down. That was good.
Sasha starts laughing and then like looks at Dustin awkwardly and kind of like averts eye contact.
And again, it's good if they group together.
In fireballable chunks, perhaps.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well,
In 20-foot radius
So-
or in a line, both
Yeah.
are good.
Whichever is easiest for them, really.
Stack
but,
them up like blocks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess I just want to be sure. So in everything that you've seen, it's been Nymorians or vampires. There hasn't been anything else to surprise us in this. Other evil, other helpers, other henchmen with odd powers that don't match this set that we should be aware of.
Isn't this surprising enough?
Well, there were
Yes, but I'm trying to count variables.
Arapsis, roll me insight, Aldrin at advantage.
Okay.
Secrets.
Hmm.
There we go. It took a while. Oh,
Damn.
You
everything.
know your sisters very well. And they cannot hide the panic on their faces when Arapsis asks that. Like they visibly swallow.
What did you see?
Better yet, what else are we up against?
So we went looking for you several times. We made it as far as Sorrow's Bend based on some information that we received, but well, there's somebody named Iago, the informer. Sorry, I've lost it in my notes again. Doo-da, doo-da. Lost it in my notes again. Doo-doo-da. We paid him for information about you. He told us that you were in the Feylost with family.
Right. That. How the fuck would he know? I mean, I didn't even know until I licked that frog.
You licked a frog?
It was
Aldrin.
a weird thing, archfey stuff. We had
Lots
to
of
lick a
weird
frog.
things happen in the Feywild. You can't really question that.
Oh, that's true. We've been living with Hardy Har for years.
Yeah.
It turns out the frog was a cousin. Just scroll it back up to the name.
Okay.
So see, family things are normal.
Right, a cousin from the north. Julian Drevis Remy Tenebrian. If that rings any bells.
No, he said it way sexier than that.
I don't have the Moonledrian accent, sorry.
Kazro looks at you and what did he look like?
Sexy.
I would have said charismatic, but that works, yes.
They go hand in
Ginger,
hand, really.
long hair. Ginger, long hair.
You
Spent too long as a frog. Very happy to be free.
Bit of a swagger.
you saw a red-headed elf.
Yeah.
You saw a flame elf.
Is that what that was?
Flame elves are all but extinct, and those that are, few have stayed in Norhala with the Circle of Efferia and the Druids. That was their original homeland. They've been all but erased from history at this point. Some of them turned into other creatures. They had
Other creatures? Like droids?
in a not exactly almost a hybrid form of human and or elf and wolf.
They were saying you might have some relation to these elves.
Apparently.
How interesting.
I feel like the list of places we have to go through is growing exponentially at this point.
So many side quests!
Well, we Mar and Petra were originally sent to Sorrowsbend not only to try and track down information about you, Aldrin, but also about Bakrin. She had been there at some point. The Yago they spoke of. The gnome turned vampire with almost a clairvoyant mental vision. They know more than any humanoid should. But they take payment in a very unpleasant way. And that's when
Kind of
you, Aldrin,
looks
you
to his
turn back to,
sisters.
yeah, you turned back to your sisters.
No, not that kind of payment.
And
I'll deal with you in a
they
second.
they pull back the sleeves of on their arm, and you see each bears a long gash, and that has since scarred over. And Mara says, "A pint apiece."
Oh shit.
A vampire visionary.
These things are disgusting, I tell you.
How
Abominations, a lot of them.
I just got the shivers.
He has a bit of a almost split personality.
interesting. A usable resource, though. Willing to give you information about Bakrin.
He'll give you information about whatever you want if you're willing to pay the price.
But that means they're usable.
They are indeed.
What did they tell you about us?
We were given a very short answer that he was in the Phaelost with family. That was it.
Gosh. Interesting.
A few years later, here you are.
So that's the only odd power, then. difference in their capabilities. There's no extras. You said there were no demons. You said the Fae have been absent, except for our wonderful companion here. No other undead, just vampires.
There are 4 remaining of the White Court that took Orthadanor. They are farming the remaining mortals that live, selling their blood to other vampires and spawn. Baccarin slayed the oasis fish and its protectors.
Who's my hero?
And as for the attack on the Enclave, you, Aldrin, watch as tears start welling up in Petra's eyes, and she's normally the stoic one.
You'll see Rogs like get closer to her and just put like a gentle hand on her on her shoulder.
I don't know if Dad lived or died. We haven't been able to find his body. He threw us through the portal. He shoved us through before we had a chance to save him. He was down, but I do not know what they did to him. We hope. We hope. I hope we don't have to kill our father.
I'll get to the bottom of it.
She lays a hand on your shoulder and just quiet tears running down her face.
Oh. It sounds as though between the marshals and the sage, that there are potentially 2 options to be able to find a weapon against Boccarin and this darkness. If this sage can give us an answer, maybe after these marshals can help give us additional means, then maybe we can play some cleanup.
I wish I would be able to be of more help to all of you. I'm pretty drained. If there's if you need some of my power, I could try and gather some, maybe with the help of our joyful friend here. We could manage something.
Absolutely.
Maybe we could help you get you something on your way, but I don't think you can count on me very much for this kind of endeavor.
No. No. I think we understand, old friend, that unfortunately, with this weather, you are a bit under. But let's see if we can help that.
That would be very nice.
Let's truth be told, I'm sort of in the same boat. I mean, I wasn't from the sun, but you know, y'all were at my home, and that's not exactly going great. And that's sort of where a lot of my juice comes from, my gusto, my oomph, and now my oomph is gone, bleh, But I'll still with whatever I got. With whatever I've got. We're gonna bring the sun back. We're gonna bring the sun back. Looking right around.
Damn right we will. Between the both of us, maybe you can muster enough strength to maybe help you with something before you leave.
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
I don't know. I found your land very welcoming.
There's only one thing I
Blush.
can think of. Actually. If you're like this, then isn't there one of us that will begin to feel weakened here as well?
I think all heads turn to Zetish.
All heads turn to Zetish, and Zetish is absent-mindedly fiddling with their sun amulet that they picked up back at the obelisk.
Was that
Hey,
that your
Boris is
holding?
here.
Maybe.
Oh, this I found this back at the obelisk before Wenrysh tried to blow it up. I was wondering, does anybody know about what this could potentially do for us if it helps? Because it feels warm.
May I have a look?
Of course. Gonna hand it over.
And I'll take the I'll take the symbol in my hands and do I feel anything?
Yes, it is warm to the touch, and it is a round sun symbol. You recognize it immediately as a symbol of Asterion, typically used by priests of old.
I relay that information.
I can't believe you found something like this. It's been a while since I've seen one myself. You should hold on to it.
I had that feeling when I found it that it would be something important.
But how does it feel to you? You have a connection to the sun as well.
Kind of like you said, it feels warm to the touch. I feel like something else is behind it, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Something tells me that you're still having issues embracing your potential. And it's not just the lack of the sun that's giving me this feeling. Feel past the warmth. There's a connection you can link with this symbol.
I'm gonna take hold of the amulet, feel it in my hands, close my eyes, take a deep breath.
And you start to feel the warmth radiating from, as in Rog's presence, it feels even warmer than it did when you had it first. It starts to flood through your body, and the wings that you've only manifested once before in the presence of your party spring out, but this time golden feathers.
Whoa!
I knew it.
Oh. Hello.
Well, that's very shiny and pretty.
Boris, who up until now has been dozing off in his chair, sits upright and goes, "Whoa! Look at that!"
Fabulous,
That's
darling.
amazing.
Give us a fin!
Yes, twirl, twirl, twirl. Come on, I want to see it all.
Nice little twirl with my whip. Woo!
Oh, cool. Why did that inspire me so much? Oh my goodness. I feel like we could do this all of a sudden.
Air swoop.
How does it feel? Feels good, right?
Exhilarating.
You need to stop doubting yourself.
I do get in my own way. That stubbornish streak.
Only
Well-
when we're not getting in your way for you.
You'll see Raw giving you just like the warmest stare, like if he just saw his child take their first steps.
No.
Beaming with excitement. Giant smile on my face.
You're doing good, little one.
Well, look at what wonderful things we can do when we all work together then.
Gonna start
God, I'm
carrying
tired.
people.
Looks immediately at Wenrysh. Do you see what happens when we believe in ourselves?
Just gonna keep driving that message home.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
No room for self-doubt here, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of which, you suddenly hear a small voice come out of your head going, I believe you should give me uppies.
I don't know what uppies are, but that's adorable. And yes, I'm going to take the cat out.
Rog, you see a small black kitten. Wenrysh extracts it from his hood.
Oh,
He's a kitty.
seems like you found a friend on your way. Who's this?
It's Jinxifer.
Just Jinx. Just Jinx.
Well, hi, just Jinx.
I don't like
Wait,
things
wait, wait, wait.
Do I sense what Jinx is?
Or
Or does it seem familiar? Does it seem familiar in any way?
Roll me either history or insight with advantage.
It's
Does
Jinxifer
it seem
Okay.
familiar?
FIFO Vaticus, Winter Court Lord, goes where he pleases, of clan sharp maw hitting claw, his unseelie and unseemliness, as rakish a rogue as e'er there were. Full title.
Before
I just have the D20 though. I don't.
Oh no, that's fine. The 18
Okay.
is plenty high.
Okay.
Yes. You recognize this as a kushi, a bad luck cat.
I'm sorry, they're
Oh,
called
the
what?
Feywild
Coochies
got
can be
some
bad luck sometimes. I agree.
She.
That's the basis of my whole life, that's for sure.
Went to the Feywild and got some bad luck.
Da 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 da. Gay.
Yeah.
Not the first time somebody's gone to the Feywild and gotten some bad luck, Kushi.
You know, that's part of my entire origin story, actually.
Fuck you all. Oh my god.
Who among us? Who among us?
How to break the tension. Just wait for me to try to pronounce something in another language.
Yeah.
And you
And,
can always break the tension with having Wenrysh pulling out their coochie.
Oh god.
I thought it's pronounced couche, like it's fancy.
Touche.
Touche.
And that's just laid
And-
down in French.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Ooh. Oui, oui.
Another kind of coochie.
Et voilà. And a bad luck cat. That's in no way positive, I'm assuming.
No, it is a fey creature. So it obviously came from the Feywild.
Okay, so I know kind of what it is, but I don't know much more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kitten.
Okay.
If you had 2, you would have a luck cat.
It's
because
a
the
bad
instant negatives make
omen.
a positive.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
bad omen.
It's a little black cat with a white tuft of fur on the chest.
It's one you definitely don't want to cross your path, though.
Thank-
Rog will just frown, raise his finger, open his mouth, and be like,
Wenrysh is already cuddling the cat.
There we go. That's the correct spelling. Thank you, Kelly.
Who would be the closest party member to me, like physically at the moment?
Zetish on one side and Mara on the other.
Okay,
So
I'm just
Zetish.
gonna lean into Zetish and say,
You guys know that this is a bad sign, right? You know this is a bad sign.
Well,
What kind
Wenrysh
of
is
bad
kind
sign?
of lucky.
You know what this is, correct?
It's a kitten.
It's a very lucky person with a very unlucky thing.
Sasha goes, "This is a cute little baby."
I'm gonna turn
And that-
I'm gonna turn over to our Hardy Har and say,
This is from your home, correct? Mind explaining to them what this is?
Well, you see, I kind of had the same feeling when I first saw them. I know what you're saying, and I know what they're never really a good thing when they come along. But I mean, look at this whole crew. A lot of these people, they're all bad luck signs too. I mean, we got all sorts of craziness in here. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we kind of have to make our own destiny. You know. I go right up to Rag and I like go right up on their shoulder and I'm just like, listen, anything bad at this point is just gonna demoralize them and they need everything they can get.
Yeah. 2 negatives don't make a positive, especially
yeah,
these
that's true.
days.
But look how cute it is!
Ah, yeah, real cute. They're gonna die.
Aldrin's 19 passive perception is just staring daggers at Hartiha right now.
Everything is fine here.
If it's really dark,
Then I will die like one of them.
eyes.
It's real precious, real sweet, and I do mean that. You know, you gotta make your own destiny. Sometimes bad luck is good luck. Sometimes we gotta think that way, or else we cry ourselves to sleep.
Hey, Rag, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What would happen if a sort of extra-dimensional Fey dragon were to eat that bad luck Fey cat? Would that sort of neutralize the situation?
No!
Play!
just
Play!
asking-
Play! 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 And all of a sudden, Chad
Purely
goes
theoretically.
bounding after Jinx. Jinx goes running. Dustin, you see the form
"Oh God!"
of the giant dragon bounding after this tiny kitten as
God.
Chad chases it around.
Dang it, Chad, no! Oh, well,
No,
he's gonna do what he does anyway.
Gonna try to scoop the kitten up.
see.
No!
Gotta scoop the kitten up.
Eventually, you hear, and Chad comes back with a big scratch across his nose.
Oh God.
He's just kind of like,
Touch
"Hey,
me or my son ever again.
Well, I guess
You
that
gotta learn
answers
how
your
to play
question.
He's not gonna eat the cat. Well, you gotta learn how to play nice with your friends, even if they are, evil bad luck cats.
Is that an evil bad luck cat?
I mean,
right, that hasn't been proven
But-
yet.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
by design, it's kind of what he is.
potentially neutral bad luck cat.
That's a great way to put it. Yes, very, very vague. Vagueness is our friend in this scenario, I promise.
Well,
It's all a matter of perspective.
Exactly. Oh, God.
I'd prefer a perspective where Hardy Har takes the evil cat back to the Feywild, but that's just me.
Well, what do you say, Jinxie? What do you say? You want to go back home?
No, I like it here.
Me too.
Also, we kind of need all hands on deck these days.
You know what?
Fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I respect the autonomy of talking animals to make their own life choices.
Boris,
Damn
you
my
just become
philosophy.
more and more impressive to me every day. I love it.
Could
So,
get a little hat for him.
while this
I say,
conversation,
my only consistent
while
character quality.
Chad is chasing Jinx around and all of that, Sasha, Dustin, she pulls you kind of away from the group for a moment, and looks at you and goes, I haven't been completely honest about the deal I made with Hardy Har.
I had a feeling.
You're not gonna like it. But you have to promise not to punch him.
I'll try.
Do you need me to hold you back, Dustin?
I'll just say that there's other more important things to deal with first.
Like killing the vampires.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely like right at the top of the list.
But after that,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I kind of promised to go back and help with the demons in the Feylost.
Well,
Since you didn't come back.
yeah. I mean, depending on how long it takes us to finish up everything here, it could only be like, I don't know, maybe half a day over there. So might not be getting that much worse, right?
Fingers
yeah,
crossed?
Demon's bad. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, with the demons and everything, I mean, kind of we got a couple of them kind of wrapped into that too, so
yeah, and Hardy Har's teaching me new stuff all the time, and I'm getting more powerful, and I think I can be a real asset to everyone.
that's
I
good.
can actually make
glad.
it. I can make a difference now. I'm helping people instead of stealing from them.
Oh, those were the good old days. I miss when we were young.
Me too. It was a lot less complicated then.
Yeah. Play games, win some money, do an odd job here or there, swindle a couple people,
And
life was
hey,
simpler.
maybe when all this is over, we can open a casino or something. I can fleece people while you con them out of their money. We made a pretty good pair. I mean, we made a pretty good crew.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to the others. Oh, I know what happened to. Oh, I'm blanking on the name at the moment.
Dell.
Dell. Yeah, I remember. I know what happened to Dell, but we never found Bodrick. I'm hoping he made it out there the same as we did.
I did.
You know what happened to him? Is he okay?
He's
Or
alive.
You don't sound happy.
He's a shepherd.
Ha. Well, could be worse. Could be a vampire.
Yeah. He's not, thankfully,
Right?
but
Oh, thank
yeah,
God.
no.
Thank the gods.
No,
Waiting for the
that
pin to
would be.
drop.
Oh, I hope not. He didn't look like one when I saw him. He didn't see me though.
You saw him. Is he still in Riversmeet? Where are they at? Where'd he?
Last time I saw him, he was in Sorrow's Bend.
Sorrow's Bend. Okay. Just in
They
case.
were investigating.
Mm.
They were looking for sympathizers, trying to find anybody that would help against Baccarin, but also help put Queen Maracata back on the throne. Not everyone is a fan of her, and some were happy to see her go, so some of the townfolk have turned to helping Baccarin instead.
Huh. I'm wondering if there's anybody still from the Everyday Devils that remembers us. That could make things more complicated if we were to try and get in there.
Well, next time we hear back from Roland, we'll know if he made contact with Lady Seraphina. She helped get Anna here, and we hoped maybe she would then be an ally since she had already been helping with the Enclave anyway.
Ooh. Oh, this is getting even more crazy. You know, there's a small part of me that's wondering if Bodrick is working with the shepherds to try and, I don't know, maybe clear our names. Maybe he doesn't know that we're alive, and
Maybe. And, with the shepherds, it's life or death. Or enslavement. And if you're really bad, it's Hell's Door.
Oh, yeah. Dustin's just giving a 1,000-yard stare at that. But yeah, that's I'm glad to know that he's alive, and I'm incredibly happy for you that you've got, you're feeling useful to everybody. I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Which reminds me, Aldrin.
Yes.
You said you need a way to contact your ex-wife in Ladrian, right?
Right.
I think I have a contact that can get us in. But it means going... Hold on, let me pull up the map again. Sorry, guys.
Aldrin's family is the secret answers to everything we need. We're gonna go meet his ex-wife, go meet his long-lost cousin's family. We're gonna go meet
My long lost cousin I didn't know anything about, my estranged ex-wife.
We're gonna have so many allies by the time we're done filling out your backstory. It's gonna be great.
Right? When we get through your family tree, this is gonna be amazing.
We're gonna figure out that his son is the big bad.
Son of a bitch!
He has a
Well,
daughter.
that I didn't know about because Alden only knows that he has a daughter, but I guess now he has a son as well somewhere.
It's canon. The dragon said it. It's canon.
You would need to go through Norhala.
Nerd Hollow?
Nor Ohala.
Less
Well,
exciting.
Nor Ohala.
Hello.
I mean,
Holla!
Hello.
Good.
I had to
was
put a
kind
nod
of
to. I had to
on
put
the
a nod
way.
to myself in there somewhere, you guys, because
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm
Wait a
vain
second.
as fuck.
As you should.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, Chad, remind me, is Norhala where I'm from? You know my memory problems.
I mean, kinda. You're like. Well,
The
you're from
suburbs?
Tungabarg. I mean, that's where we were, but like Norhal is where all the druids hang out. Like, I don't know that you're necessarily from there as much as you've probably, visited.
Yeah, I vaguely remember having been there before, being a dwarf and having such a long life. I don't remember all the things I've done. But yeah, I think I've been there before. I probably know people there.
Like,
Do I know anybody there?
lots of trees. There's
Yep.
lots of trees.
Oh, Dustin's gonna love it there.
Let's see. Roll me a history check. I'm not gonna make you roll disadvantage, so just give me a history check.
Okay. You might have to roll for me. I am on my phone.
Okay, hold on
Don't
one
get
second.
into
Let me pull up your character sheet.
Thank you.
You're
You're the
welcome.
DM powers activate.
Now I just have to pull up my Norhala folder so I can remember the names of anybody.
Yay!
Yeah, depending on how you
Subfolders of
roll.
information. Yay!
Yay! Okay, Boars. History.
If
I feel
anyone's
like
been
we need-
debating with themselves to get a potion bottle D20, do it. It's so fun. They're so fun. I've been rolling it this whole time.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you got a 17.
Okay.
Yes, you.
And if that's not enough, I can cast guidance on myself.
Correct.
If that matters.
You remember a fellow spore druid named Moonshine Sybin.
Moonshine Sybin. Just thinking.
Are you
Just
okay,
thinking
Hardy
that
Har?
name-
Hardy Har remembers them too. Good friend, great friend. I love them so much.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that once I muttered the name of Moonshine Sybin under my voice, he started screaming incessantly. You mind telling me what that's all about?
Oh my goodness, they're half the reason that I'm still on this plane. Oh my goodness. Not to say anything against all of you. I mean, Arapsis keeps me here too, for sure, and Sasha now, but they're the reason that I moved here. I love them so much.
Oh, they're your ex.
Oh no! We were just good. She was a good girlfriend. We used to go out. We would cause so much mischief. They knew how to turn into things. Like, oh my goodness, they had ideas. They were a fun person. They were really fun. Oh, I miss them. Oh,
A creative giver, if you will.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, I wonder how they're doing now.
Well, I guess we should go find out. Who wants to take a field trip to Norhala? I mean, we don't have any other pressing matters going on right now, right?
Well, if we're taking the river,
I
it's on
marked
the way to
X's.
Source Bend.
On the map for everything I can remember right now that we've just been told. So I've got one marked
River's
for
meat
Glen,
as well.
Guild Glen Keep, Sorrows Bend, Nordhala, Moonladrian, Swamp of Sorrows, or Thadanor. What else?
There was River's meat as well.
River's
Yep.
Meat. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Add that.
And the wheel of locations. Where are we going next?
And Nymorn, of course, since that's
Mhm.
the end goal. It seems like here.
So can we kind of come up with a plan of what we're gonna do?
Well, we can take the river, hop off near Norhara, have a trip over there, get back on the boat, go to Sora's Bend, and then head to Gilded Keep, up to River's Meet, then back to Mundadrian, and then go kill
See
Bakalange.
where we are. Revisit the situation.
Yeah.
Because once we go to Glen Keep, once we go to Glen Keep, it's very possible that this sage might have some sort of information to end this. If they've got this idyllic memory for everything within the book, and it's that book that started these spells, then perhaps the correct persuasion is what they need. Hell, if it's a pint of my blood that will end this, I'll make it happen.
If they need an extra pint of blood, well, somebody will probably be able to chip in.
I was going to say, don't you bleed spores or something at this point? It's not. Is it more like puffs, like than like squat?
I don't know. I haven't bled for a while. I'd rather not find out.
Cut himself.
All right, which one of you's typing on the map?
Typing.
Who wrote,
It's gotta
wrote
be
in
Dan.
September, sub to Nerdhala? Which one of you did
Oh.
it? Nerve.
I
No,
don't see that.
It's gotta be Dan.
Huh?
Well, it's just a true fact, so, you know, sometimes true facts have a way of just becoming real on paper. It's just how it happens.
I love
I
you.
don't see
Suck
that.
the Nerdhala!
Into the world.
Anywho's.
Oh, I need to zoom in.
Oh, yeah, it's above the Grand Savannah. I was like, where is
No, I
that?
just
I'm zoomed all the
X
way out.
all of the single side quests we were just
Mhm.
given here. Each and every one of them.
So, you know, we
AKA
go
the
from
map.
the Grand Savannah.
Don't forget to
we
mark
take
the Grand Savannah for
river,
the marshals.
Oh, is
we
that
go
where
to
I thought they were?
Norhara.
I thought they were in one of the other ones.
No, they're in the Grand
Freaking-
Savannah.
Can we get a list of what we're
Wait,
supposed
so
to be
who's
doing?
in Sorrow's Bend?
Saros
open
Bend
up
is
the quest log?
Iago the informant.
Okay,
There we go.
wait. Okay, so the Grand Savannah
Yeah, there we go.
Well, Iago the informant. There's also apparently
is
Dustin's
Marshall.
friend.
Shepherds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a
Okay,
shame
and
that
then what was
last
the
time we
Swamp
tried
of
to use that.
As long as
Swamp
we
of
don't
Swords
end
is
up at
where we
Hell's
had,
Door, I'm fine.
The Enclave before. But
Yeah,
I don't think that's, you know,
Hell's
a
Door.
destination
Yeah,
for a trip.
Hell's Door is up here.
Previous Terran
Yeah.
Enclave was okay,
Well,
and that's Uldren's dad.
What?
As the Swamp of Sorrows, the previous Terran Enclave. That's the last time that his dad was seen.
Yes.
Yep.
yes.
Okay. And then there was something where Thadnor has been taken over by vampires.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a problem anymore.
Taken over by
And
vampires.
if all else fails, if there's some sort of terrible news we're told about your family, we can always have that option.
And then what was going on with Norhala?
Norhala is where there's the werewolves and also there's the Moonshine Cybin droid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Ledrian is where Uldren's ex-wife is and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh no, Nora Hollow looks like a pretty big forest. There might be a sun in there somewhere for Aldrin.
and what's in
There are
Gilgan?
a lot of suns everywhere.
Gilglen Keep is the sage. With knowledge on the
Uh,
Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget about Sora's Bend on the way as well.
Yes. Sorrow's Bend is already and Sorrow's Bend is Iago the informant.
And Dustin's
Who
friend.
totally doesn't sound like Gilbert Gottfried.
I was gonna say, I really hope he sounds like Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
I'm gonna
That's
be
why.
disappointed.
You don't even
if
say.
God.
You don't
Right.
even say. Oh my god.
Do we
I
need to
never
bring
would've
back
expected
Ryan?
that you
Do we
could
need to
do
bring?
that.
Do we need to bring back Ryan as Iago? No. No.
This is my
No.
surprised face.
All right,
Oh,
what was also in Stars, Ben?
very surprised.
It was Iago and the.
Oh,
Iago and Dustin's friend.
Baccarin had made a stop there.
Dan's friends.
Yes, and Dan's friend Bodrick.
We gotta go
Bodric.
find out if he's a good friend.
Project the Bud.
Who's Dan?
By the
Sorry,
way,
Dustin.
Sasha mentioned that she had a contact to reach out to get in touch with Aldrin's ex-wife, but she never said the name of that contact.
What's the name of the ex-wife?
There was something also going on with River
Ilyana.
I thought you asked Kazro about it.
Sasha just said that she had a contact.
Yes, I have not said the name of the contact because
Right.
we got to the map and we got distracted.
It's a map. It's a map.
What was going on with Riversmeet?
Riversmeet is where Roland is, as well as the Everyday Devils.
And they're the ones that are helping us. No, they're the Thieves Guild.
They're the Thieves Guild, yes.
Mm-hmm. Roland is one of the marshals.
Yes, Roland is a marshal.
Okay,
It's
so
just a
first
few
off, we need
possible
to,
quests.
we need to find the marshals in the Grand Savannah. Okay. Yay! A plan forms.
Look at this goddamn quest log. It's like we
almost-
started a new
That's the
expansion.
Almost like we're not going to kill Baccarin for at least, I don't know, maybe a year.
Burning
least
Crusade,
once.
babes.
Hey, look at it this
It's
way.
kind of like
Each
we've
one of
reached that
those-
open world part of the game.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just got out of the
keep running
tutorial.
Baccarin.
We just got out of the tutorial, so now we're in the open game.
Speaking of
So
which,
you're
But hey,
saying
look at it this way.
grind all of these.
Each one of those steps could
It's
be a
really
level.
fun to go kill Baccarin. We'll see you in like,
So hold on,
2
let me
years
count.
as we
So
walk
let me
all over the
count.
place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The meandering up to
But-
Nimorn.
But it would also be like
That's at
I'm
least
going
8
to
levels.
slowly.
That's at
I'm
least
gonna
8 levels.
slowly tear down every part of your empire before I come for you. Is what that is.
Yeah. Isn't that what you're supposed to do in a D&D campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Isn't
visit the
that how
entire
you're
map.
supposed to be fucking petty?
Burn it all down.
Like,
You know,
Raptors
if
is
we-
here to be petty to these fucking vampires. I don't think you understand.
Burn it all.
If we look
One
hard
lieutenant
enough, I'm
at a
sure we
time.
can find something to do in Abyssum and in Windvale.
Are those
What
the only
about
two towns we have left?
Stargrasp here. You know, it looks important.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have friends there. The druids love the stars.
Stargrasp,
Yeah.
you would all know.
And they love grass.
Stargrasp, you would all know as the World Tree.
Oh, that place that's dying. Wonderful.
Yeah, we should go there last. Probably
You know,
around
I've-
19 or so levels from now.
I've heard that there's someone very important to the northeast of Othlin. You know, just like all the way over there. We should go take a trip over there at some point. You know, after going to
Yes, you
Gildren, we
know.
can just, you know, do a little detour by Othlin.
Don't forget Dreadstorm Hollow.
Like, what are we going through the
Well, of
orc
course.
lands for this?
Or
Well, yeah, we have
or-
to visit everyone.
Intro City Bay, which is where I started the Shepherd's campaign.
Okay,
Oh my
what's
God.
going on
Yeah,
with
we can go
Hello?
find their corpses.
It's not Introcity Bay.
Introcity?
It's not Introcity, it's
I mean-
Intro City.
Why is it not Atrocity Bay?
Because you're
'Cause we
putting the
don't have
wrong
Will Ferrell?
emphasis on the syllable.
Alright, we're gonna have to go burn down that town. Let's
We
head on back
have to
to
find
Helgen.
the corpses of the other party.
There's also
It's not
something
the
going on in
maelstrom,
God's
it's
Cradle.
the maelstrom.
Mhm.
That's what
Raining
Raining Men was
God.
based off of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Name of your sister.
Congratulations on your transition, Maelstrom.
Excuse you. What about the female storm?
Oh.
That might be
It
over here in the
Didn't take
Henmore
its shit and
Islands.
left.
Mm.
Y'all ever heard of a gender fluid storm? That shit gets wild.
Oh, you mean the Gulf of
That's-
Tears?
That's
Shit.
Called out. Fuck. I thought that was the Indigo Ocean, honey.
That's where all of the gender fluid can be found.
I love you all. All right, let's go ahead.
Not again.
Everyone's fault.
Penis joke.
Penis joke.
Okay, there
No.
it is. Yep.
High five. High five.
Okay, so yes, you have figured out you've gotten to the next expansion in the open world part of the campaign. Yes. Welcome to the future. The future!
Future is
Alright,
now,
let's
old man.
Sort the quest log by distance from our current location and just work our way out in a spiral pattern through the entire continent.
Yeah, that totally works.
It's kind of like the path that I showed up with, where it was like we go to the Marshalls, then we take the river up to Norhala, and like Dal was saying, like if we get real fucking bad news, on family, we can always take a little peek to Muladrian, or we go to Soros Bend, then Gilglen, Rivers Meet, and Muladrian.
Look, I've played these sort of games before. Obviously, we will move to the next town, grind out all of the quests in that area, and then it will send us, of course, to the next zone, where we will continue to move on subsequently from there.
Now remember, if there's a question mark on your compass on the way to the next town, you have to go to it. And if there's another one, you have to go to it.
Make sure to alert the rest of your party so that we can all get XP equally while traveling.
And if you see any couriers around,
Side quest syndrome.
Koopa!
Please tag all rare monsters.
I mean, it's literally like The Witcher 3, like the meme I'm just posting now in the chat. That's how you have to play The Witcher 3. There's no other way to do it.
Right? No, I
no wonder I
agree
couldn't
so
do
much.
it right.
Yeah, I felt like I was doing it wrong, and I feel like that line is wrong because they don't hit those ones on the right at all, right at the beginning, and they could hit those and then go right there, and it's annoying. Like,
Literally,
no.
what I do is I follow the second line, like all the question marks, and then I'm gonna skip the objective and go hit those other question marks, and then go back down to the objective.
Yup, it ain't even that direct.
The only way to do it. I might even switch zones in between.
Alright, so Aldrin, you had a question for Rog.
Well, I had a question for Sasha, who told us of a contact and then never gave us a name for it.
Oh, yes. Hold on.
Yes. I have a contact you can reach out to in Noha. Cool. Can I give us a name, Sasha?
Their name is Contact.
That's their code name.
That's why.
That would be great, though.
1 second. I gotta get back into my folders. That's the wrong folder. Header Phil.
But did she
No.
have her fill?
No.
How do you spell that?
Hatter Phil.
Thank you. Is it Hatter Phil or Hatter Phil?
There's a space in between.
Okay. So it's Phil the Hatter. Gotcha.
Yes.
Alright. But yeah, because Rog was talking about, like, you know, we can give you some energy. Alden is gonna stand up and approach Rog to avoid having anyone in between. Like, I think in this case, I might be able to give you a little something back before we head out.
What have you got in mind?
Well, I can do a bit of daylight in an area like I did, thanks to your gift, or I can give you concentrated.
I will be totally honest, my friend. I'm not in the best of shape, that is true, but I just need rest. Anything you could offer me would only be temporary. What would really help me would to bring back sunlight. I need the sun. I feel like I'm starving. Keep your energy. If I could do something to help you, this will ultimately help me. But I appreciate your kindness.
I think Golden kind of nods and like the best thing you can do right now is help protect the Enclave. And I'll like approach him to like embrace him. And as I do, I'm going to cast Sunbeam on Rag. Not to damage him with radiance, but just the
it's not gonna hurt him.
concentrated power of
So I can
Sunbeam.
absorb it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like full on Sunbeam, which lasts for how long was it?
A minute.
Yeah, so you basically get like a minute of every 6 seconds just
Whom.
Super sun lamp. Go.
Maybe Rod won't be so depressed anymore.
Soak up the sun.
He as you let go of the embrace, he doesn't say a word, but you can just see a big smile on his face, and he gives you one of those just like guy nods. You know when your bro just gives you the nod.
Mhm.
There we go.
Which one thing as well that Kate and I discussed, because that's a lot of fucking magic that I shouldn't be able to reach as a half-caster. Each time that the sunbeam fires into Rag, like anyone who's close enough would see, like from his fingertips following along his veins, there's just more and more light kind of like almost bursting out of his arm through his veins. And like as he pulls back, it kind of like recedes a bit, but he's definitely like kind of flexing his hand a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's a normal magical side effect that we shouldn't be concerned about at all.
It's fine.
It's in the fine print.
Pshaw.
Before you step too far away, Rog will say,
I'll keep them safe.
Thank you.
I'll promise you that.
So, Rog, from one nearly eternal being to another, you're pretty good at identifying magic items, I understand.
Well, as the kids say, used to say, I dabble.
Can you take a look at this thing real quick? And Borth takes out his bag and unfolds a suit of
drugs.
Very wet,
A suit of drugs.
moldy leather armor that has clearly been folded up wet in the bottom of the bag for several weeks from our fishing trip back in like the third session, and goes, "You wouldn't be able to tell me if this magic if this armor I found has any magic to it. I just kind of been carrying it around for a while. Forgot to ask anybody."
If I take some time to observe and
Oh, you're gonna make me go back to those
Analyze.
notes. Thanks. Thanks.
I've just been carrying around this item for a while. I forgot to have it identified.
To the file effects.
Well, have you tried damaging it?
Is the algae a benefit?
I don't
Or
know. I can speak to spores. I can't speak to algae. They're different. That's a phytoplankton. Doesn't fall into my domain.
Really? That's
Most people don't know this, but fungus and algae, they're different creatures.
Are they at war?
Probably. I don't know. Oh, can I make a religion check to see if the god of algae and the god of spores hate each other?
Most important dice roll of the
Because
entire
those
campaign.
totally exist in my world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad. I can't wait to hear about them.
Yeah, I think that our world, this world, doesn't have like
miracle.
innate deities of like things, right?
Oh, funny.
There's just
More
like
like
a specific god of algae.
all right. Maybe then a nature check to see if they're at war with each other.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think that's just a +2, or yeah, I think it's just a +2 for me.
Please make that into a side quest.
Giving me the roll. Yeah. Oh yeah, we still have to figure out the whole thing with the axolotls. Add that to the quest log.
That's what I was going to ask, is where they fell in to this
Okay,
dichotomy.
so do you need me to roll for you?
Yes, please.
You got a 10.
Maybe. Well, Arapsis, I would say that in many ways all living things are constantly at war with one another in a sort of great struggle of developing life. We don't really have a word for it, but you could say, parts of nature are selected for how successful they are. So in that way, I suppose they are in a war with each other, but not in sort of a metaphysical way.
More like competing civilizations. One eats the land,
Yeah.
the other one eats the sea.
Precisely.
So while
Right.
these two are having this conversation, I am trying to analyze and observe the. One might say I am inspecting the piece of armor. Anything? Do I make out anything?
Do you have an Arcana check? I don't think you do.
No, I just have the base stats.
Yeah,
I can roll a
you're
d20
pretty sure
though.
that
Hold on.
You're pretty sure that it's magical, but yeah. Like
But
it might be
magic.
magical, but I couldn't tell you what kind.
Okay. You can see as you're talking, and when you turn your head, Rog is trying to like tear the armor with his hands. He's specifically going for a part that would seem frail, and he's trying to tear it, but it's not tearing at all. And he looks
like an
back
old
at
man
you.
in a Mark's Work warehouse. He's just trying to break all the stuff. Like it's not gonna be that
exactly.
good.
Exactly. And he's looking back at you.
Hard to say what exactly it might be, but it for sure is magical. It's resisting damage. But unfortunately, I think I'm a bit drained for now. You may need to ask somebody in a better shape than me to identify this. But it is magical.
We should probably get Rog back to resting, and Mara and Petra stand up from the group. He only gets up every so often.
Yeah, I need to go to bed for the next month. You wake me if you need something. Or if you make pancakes. God, I miss pancakes.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's probably offensive to a sun dragon.
Well, hopefully the next time we see
almost
you,
said goodnight.
it'll be a bit brighter.
I hope so.
Real quick, I'm just gonna put my arms around Rog and say thank you for believing in me.
Oh!
Oh, my heart.
As you do, Zetish, you start to feel the amulet start to warm up even more. That's just pressed between your two chests, and it. Okay, now I gotta go back to my other section of my notes because you made me go look up that thing from session 4, session
Powered
3
by
or
love.
4. Ugh. Okay, hold on. It is. Oh, I know where it's gonna be. You gain the ability of Solar Seance. When you
Power
spend...
power word kill.
No, it's not power word kill, you dingbat. When you spend at least 1 minute communing with the sun, you gain a mote of radiance. With this mote, you can cast Divine Favor. This ability can be used once per day.
Ooh.
All we have to do is commune with the sun. No problem.
Or in this case,
A sun
Sunbeam.
dragon.
Sunbeam!
Because it lasts for 1 minute.
Thank
Nice.
God we've got the pretty princess here ready to
Hit me,
go.
Aldrin! Hit me!
I have one more charge on the crown. I could.
Do it.
You literally are just Lux cannoning in this situation too.
I will return Zetish's embrace and I'll answer to them.
You're already great, but one day you will be even greater. There is a bright future ahead of you. Pun intended.
Ah!
My eyes just bulging with happiness. Giant anime eyes.
Yay. And Rog will make his way inside of the cave. Get a good month's sleep. Or however long he needs.
Alright.
Totally imagine the Yoda movement. Just like
Alright.
And then he jumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Starts hopping everywhere.
Alright.
Holy shit, look at him go!
Good night, Nerf. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, friends.
Oh, there's
Great time.
seagulls poking his head.
Stop it now.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Nah, buddy.
Well, I guess there was one thing I did want to ask Hearty Harlow. In our time when we were there, we did speak in detail to Lumina some. And in that time, she made a bit of a deal with me. And they're gonna kind of pull out the mushroom from Lumina. And they're gonna be like, well, I asked them to give me their memory of my name, and I gave them a promise to try and help.
I have a feeling what the help is. Well, I mean, you know better than anyone what happens with the Fey deal. They can get real intense in the worst possible ways. I gotta say,
Nerdhala, is Lumina a scary person to me?
No, she is a fellow member of the Dawn Court. She is a dryad druid that lives
I like
in...
her.
Yes.
I like her, okay.
But she is tricksy. She is very tricksy because she Fey.
that's, listen, Arapsis, you understand me. You've gotten to know me, and we have a great rapport. And you've gotten to know some other Fey beings. Listen, her, she's great. She's fun. I invite her to every one of my soirees, but I always have to make sure to have a special extra few people like watching her. You know, it's just she's great, but she's a lot. So all I can say is prepare yourself. This is.
No, you're
I really,
connected.
really.
All
Oh.
of you then.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird rules with the Phalos. It's a lot of weird, old, archaic ways of being. When you deal with a bunch of people who have been around for just thousands and thousands of years, they start to make up some really bullshit rules. But
Did it start with that tree?
Stargrasp. Yeah? Ew. There's a lot of things that are coming bad from that for sure. It's very, very thick, and honestly,
And I'm just gonna see Hardy Heart kind of hold out his hand, look around. Is Arapsis and Hardy Heart kind of alone right now, sorta?
Sure.
Yeah, a little bit. Enough where, like, I'll let you see, like, just for a moment. I kind of do, like, a little swipe across my face, and you're gonna see the hair droop down, and the eyes are just gonna come sullen, and, like, the usually bright and crackling is just dull now.
things have gotten very, very strange at Stargrasp, and because of that, it's a lot of things are weird with me. Whoop! Pretty! I can't do that for long. I refuse to not be pretty.
Oh, honey, I understand. But is there anything that we might be able to do at Stargrass to help then?
Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure, but your world and my world are connected in a lot of ways. A lot of ways that I don't even know about. I mean, I've become something of a heavy hitter over there, but it was all just shit luck. I'm not gonna lie to you, honey. It was all just a throw of the dice. I think a lot of the things that happen here are gonna help what happened over there. And at the end of the day, once I can stop focusing on over here, we can start thinking about over there.
I think you're right. But that's where I'm a bit curious about the more ancient parts of it. That tree is connected in the way everything goes through, then I'm curious about connecting to that tree myself.
Oh, you are such a little shit stirrer, and that's why I love you. God, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. That's weird. That's cool. I condone this.
To be a bit of the origin of the path, if you will. So I'm a bit curious myself.
Listen, I hope you don't think this whole Sasha thing means that I'm any less focused on you. You're my first baby, and I love you forever. I condone this. I condone this a great deal. And if you want to try and connect yourself to this, and I mean to a lesser extent and to a non-connected extent to me and my home, I mean, I'm all about it. I'd be right behind you. But it is very, very thick right now. Things have gotten weird at the Stargrass is mutating. It's changing. So, whatever it becomes, and hopefully whatever we help it become, I mean, it's gonna be something new. It's gonna be something that's not been touched before. And I know how much you like the things that are new and interesting.
Oh, fine. Call me out right here. But
I'll at you right here, baby. I'll at you.
you're absolutely correct, though. That sounds like the sort of thing that could use us as well.
100%.
A guiding
You know
hand.
me. I don't like power. I don't like the whole. There's too much responsibility. I just want to fuck around.
Yes. Unfortunately, I do like finding out.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
But the more you know.
The more you know. And knowledge is power.
I'm learning.
I think once this vampire gobbledygook is all dealt with, if we turn our attention to that big old tree, I think there's gonna be something there.
Oh, good. I'm glad we agree with that.
Oh, 100%.
So, everyone else? Seems we've gotten a fair bit of direction in all this. Does anyone else have anything in this? A goal?
Well,
Something
I want to
see?
go. I want to go to the magic tree.
Magic tree!
Magic tree! Sasha kicks her feet up.
I do believe spore druids know a bit of things about rebirth and the cycle and all that. Maybe that would be helpful.
For sure. And you know, I know some of the other members of the party are big fans of trees too, so
This is the biggest tree.
therefore it must be the best tree.
One might call
Hey,
it the
man.
naughtiest of oaks.
See, I love the fact that because you said you wanted to commune with it, I put in Kate's chat, non-canon Aldrin lets out a sigh of relief. The tree fucker burden has been passed on.
Children, you want to
And
commune
this one
with
is
the tree
canon.
too. Come on. We can commune
It's
with
gone
the
from
tree
non-canon to canon
together.
now.
There's enough tree for all of us.
I'll take the front of the tree, you take the back of the tree.
And then we high five.
And then we'll
We
have
Eiffel Tower the tree.
Oh
we need some,
no!
somebody to cast a
Fuck.
large person or maybe reduce
Gonna get star
vegetation.
grass, but the star ass. Damn.
See, all I'm just imagining is like that cutscene from Warcraft 3 with like the demon climbing the world tree. Except for it's
Archmon,
that and
Archmon.
like a ranger on the other side just humping it.
I mean, in that case, you can just have Morgoth and Ungoliant, you know, with the trees.
Yep. Getting in there.
Oh, yes, today.
Getting
Today?
getting all that maple syrup, if you will.
You can blame it on me. I'm gonna take full blame for this one.
Yeah, no, that's totally on you. But I also blame Grim for the suggestion of the Eiffel Tower.
That's just two friends coming together, you know?
C'est magnifique.
All right.
Sacre bleu.
The
Before-
fire is. Sorry, go ahead.
The automaton. So as people have kind of broken up into their little groups, sharing their little bits of lore, Wenrysh doesn't have any of this lore, so he scoops up the kitten once it's done being chased, and goes in search of the automaton, perhaps.
All right, we will start with that next time because I did not prepare the automaton. Thanks, Kelly.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
You stumped them.
Later.
I'm like, you found the one thing I didn't prep. Ha ha! Good job. All right.
The
we
nice
will go
thing
a-
is,
Go
Star
ahead.
Grasp is either when we hit Sorrow's Bend or on the way from River's Meet to Munladri, and we can just follow the mountains and hit the tree.
Oh, it's I mean, honestly, I figured that was going to be a major thing we were going to be asking the druids about.
Here, we'll go back to the world map so you guys can take a
Because
look.
Yeah.
that's right next to the Nerd Hala.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the other spore druids and stuff are supposed to be. So I figured, I mean, just following lore, druids are supposed to be in touch with the world and nature and all that. So they should be informed.
Seems like a logical next step for the quest to take us.
Like that's where I'm like, I'm just I'm going off the lore here.
And if you
That's
get to
good.
see Moonshine sobbing, I swear to God, I will just pee. That is my favoriteest character in all of D&D lore in the world. In the world, I love you.
Her favorite line, it don't make no never mind.
It don't make no Mama!
You turned to what I'm talking about?
Wonderful.
Sorry, I don't speak Sylvan.
Oh, honey.
Okay,
They got that Sylvan drawl.
it's now canon that yeah, that is Sylvan.
I speak Elvish, so I get some of the words, but it's different enough that it's like, huh?
You speak the straight variant.
Like I know those words individually, but not together in that order.
Exactly. You don't.
I know all these words.
Getting the vibes of like Creole.
From Sylvan Patois.
All right. Also, all of you are now level 8. So, and with that, we will take our 1-month break. We will be back on November 12th. Thank you.
Wow.
So thank you again, Ryan, for guest spotting as Hardy Har.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been the most fun.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Yes, we will be taking a 1-month break. For the month of October, I will be playing in a charity one-shot for Breast Cancer Research Foundation. On Goblins and Warlocks channel, so please come check that out. I will be playing a Kobold Enchantment Wizard. This will be a first for me, so let's see how I can fuck it up. All right.
We love you, Gobby.
All right.
Also, just really quick, since we're going to be off for the actual day for it, happy 1 year to the Black Sheep campaign.
Oh my God!
Coming
yes.
up at the beginning of October.
Happy first anniversary! So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
our next one back will be our first anniversary episode. It'll be just over a year. So thank you. Yes, thank you, Dustin, for that. Yeah, let's.
You're welcome.
All right, let's roll out. Let me find somebody to raid.